What is Shahid's view of the recent Qatar attack? We may, once again, I would like to refer you to the.
Okay, yeah, well, I was in the discussion group talking about it as the news came in.
Unfolded, yeah.
What I'll say about the Qatar attack, I said when it initially happened that my gut feeling was that it's unlikely that Qatar was not aware and did not accept this to happen. However, it's possible that it went sideways because I don't think that there was any. If now, this is also obviously conjecture and speculation based on patterns in the way the different players have the relationships between the different players in the region. There is reason to believe that Qatar was aware of this, approved it, agreed to it, just like the attack on the base, by the Iranian attack on the base. That didn't come as a surprise to anyone. That was choreographed. So it's possible that this was also choreographed. However, it's also possible that they didn't have any, they did not approve for any Qataris to die in that attack. So when that happened, when Qataris were killed in that attack, the how to say, the plan is annulled. And now we're going to move in a different direction. The other possibility, of course, is that Netanyahu was just acting rogue. Even rogue against the United States, and he was just acting on his own. Now I know everyone knows how implausible that is. It certainly is implausible. I'm just naming it as a possibility that he just operated on his own. The official story that seems to be coming out, and that Trump himself sort of put the story out, was that he learned about Netanyahu going to attack Qatar. He was mortified that that was going to happen, and then he tipped off the Qataris that it was going to happen. So that's sort of the official narrative now.
Okay.
That may or may not be true. I think that in a situation like this, where the details of what happened are not clear and are probably not knowable, the best approach is to take a sort of a theory of geopolitics where you just look at the macro trends, the macro trajectories, and the momentum of those trajectories, and then just see, does this event, now I'm not just talking about the event in Qatar, but just generally, this is a general way to approach this. When an event happens that the reason for it is not clear, or the motives are not clear, look at the trends, look at the trajectories and the momentum of those trajectories, and then see, does this action halt that trajectory? Does it, or does it halt the momentum? Does it reverse the momentum? Does it accelerate the momentum? Or is it none of the above? It has no effect whatsoever. Now, if you look at the situation in Qatar, it does nothing but accelerate the existing momentum. The momentum of the isolation of Israel, the momentum of the elimination of Netanyahu from political life, the solidification of the Arab region on one strategy, on one agenda, on one plan, united plan, and the removal of America actively as a mediator, and as well as the removal of American military force from the Gulf, the military bases. All of those things, that was already a trajectory that we were moving in. There was already a momentum that we were moving in. Now the attack on Qatar does nothing but accelerate that.
Yeah, it just solidifies.
So then you can, that will help inform your hypothesis about what happened and why.
All right. So
because I'm sorry to interrupt, but because also there are sometimes, oftentimes, in politics and in life, predictable behavior is manipulated. It doesn't mean that the actor whose behavior is being manipulated is taking orders, but I know how you're going to act.
Yeah.
So if I do this, I know that you will do that. So I will do this so that I can get you to do that. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So, for example, if you know that Netanyahu is in the position that he's in, he has all of these corruption cases. The settlers are even storming against him. Even the settlers are against him. He's holding on by a thread politically. Zionism is in its last breaths, and his own political career is in its last breaths. The European Union is turning against them, or has turned against them, really. The Palestinian state is going to be recognized by multiple European countries. You're about to have a UN vote on acknowledging or recognizing a Palestinian state. So there are so many things happening, and he is a desperate man at this point. So you have to look at, if you know that he's going to behave in a reckless manner, it's possible, you can theorize that it's possible that he was given a green light to attack Qatar precisely because it would accelerate the trajectory and the momentum of everything that's been happening, and it will expedite the end of his political career. That's possible. I'm not saying that that's what happened, but that's possible. It's also possible that he just did it on his own. But either way, I said this about Syria when Bashar al-Assad was removed by a consensus of regional players and Russia and China. When he was removed, and Iran, well, that's in the region. When he was removed and Sharia took power, there was all kind of discussion in our group, in the Telegram group, about, well, what about this, or what about that, and what about the Druze, and what about the Christians, and what about Egypt, and what about this, and so on, and ISIS, and what about the US, and all of these, and Israel. I said, look at the waters, not the boats. Because most of the boats in these waters don't even have motors, don't have rudders, don't have sails. They move in the way that the water is moving. They're just like rudderless vessels in the water. They will move whatever way the current is moving. So as long as you know which way the current is going, you don't have to busy yourself with the details about who's on which boat, because everything is still moving in a certain direction. And that's the case in the Middle East. Everything is moving in a certain trajectory. When something happens that is alarming, your knee-jerk reaction should not be to immediately talk about it on Twitter, on TikTok, on X, on YouTube, or what have you. Your immediate reaction should be silence and observation and deliberation and reflection, and try to understand what has just happened. Measure it, weigh it, know the parameters of it, know the shape of it, and make a reasoned, calm assessment of how much danger or risk is involved in this issue or this event that has just happened, rather than immediately flying off the handle. And I mean, we would be in World War V by now, at least. As many times as we've been told that World War III is about to pop off. It was going to pop off with Ukraine. It's going to pop off with Iran a couple of times. Now that they attack Qatar, it's going to be World War III again. Okay? We would already have had multiple world wars by now.
Yeah.
If these analysts were right. All of these analysts, by the way, who said these types of things, if you follow them, you should unfollow them. Go back on anyone's Twitter thread or X thread, feed, their account. Anyone who has just search the word WW3. Anyone who has even used the term in the last 6 months to a year, just unfollow them because they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It's all sensationalistic, just for the point of driving engagement.
Exactly. And so
which is really despicable. This is very despicable, in my opinion, and it's very poisonous. And you're poisoning your culture. You're poisoning your society, not just individual minds. You're poisoning, because you get trapped in a whirlpool, in an algorithmic whirlpool that just pulls you down, that just drags you down into a crisis state in your mind, where you really feel like the whole world is falling apart and the sky is going to fall down, and then this can drive you to desperate actions. It can not just drive you mental. You become the anxiety and the stress and the what, and then this can potentially drive you to the actions of, for example, the person who just shot that man.